Before the first rocket left Earth, someone asked a question no law could answer. Who owns the sky? Now we've gone further, much further. Trillions of dollars in platinum lie frozen beneath the moon's surface. Mars holds minerals that could rewrite civilization. Asteroids drift silently through the dark, each one a vault waiting to be claimed. Nations are racing, billionaires are plotting, and ancient treaties written before humans ever touched the moon are crumbling under the weight of ambition. The greatest land grab in human history isn't happening on Earth. It's happening above you, right now. But here's the question that changes everything. In a place where no country's flag means law and no court has jurisdiction, who will truly own space? Number 1, no one owns the moon, but everyone is racing to control it. The moon belongs to no one. Yet, the race to control it has already begun. High above Earth, beyond borders and politics, lies a world that no nation can legally own. The Outer Space Treaty declared the moon and Mars off-limits for ownership, promising they would remain the shared heritage of all humanity. No flags, no claims, no colonies in the traditional sense. But reality is shifting. Behind the silence of space, powerful nations and ambitious private companies are quietly preparing for something far bigger. Missions are no longer just about exploration. They're about positioning. Landing zones are being studied. Resources like helium-3, rare metals, and water ice are being mapped with precision. Every move is strategic. Every launch a step closer to influence. Because while no one can own the land, controlling access to its resources is a different game. This isn't the old space race driven by pride and discovery. This is a calculated pursuit of power, wealth, and long-term dominance beyond Earth. The rules may say one thing, but the actions unfolding tell a completely different story. The moon may be free for all, but not everyone will benefit equally.
Number 2, the trillion-dollar secret, owning resources without owning land. A loophole in space law could quietly create the first trillionaires beyond Earth. Under the Outer Space Treaty, no one can claim land on the moon or Mars. No borders, no ownership, no territory. But hidden within that rule is a powerful silence. The treaty never clearly forbids taking resources, and that changes everything. Because if you can't own the land, but you can own what you extract from it, then space becomes the ultimate gold mine. Companies are already eyeing lunar soil filled with helium-3, rare metals, and untapped energy sources worth unimaginable fortunes. The race isn't about planting flags anymore, it's about securing access. This is where law meets opportunity. A single mission could unlock wealth greater than entire nations, and those who move first may not just profit, they could control the future of energy and industry on Earth. Space may be unowned, but its riches are already being claimed. 3. Space is declared for all humanity, but reality may favor the rich. Space was promised to humanity, but access to it tells a different story. Under the Outer Space Treaty, space is declared the province of all mankind, a realm meant to benefit every human being, beyond borders, beyond inequality. It sounds like the ultimate shared future, but in reality, the gateway to space is anything but equal. Only a handful of powerful nations and billion-dollar companies possess the technology, funding, and infrastructure to reach beyond Earth. Rockets, launch systems, and advanced research aren't global assets, they're controlled by the few. And with that control comes influence over what gets explored, what gets extracted, and who truly benefits. This creates a silent divide. While space belongs to everyone in theory, in practice it may become an extension of existing power structures, where the richest and most advanced take the lead and the rest of humanity simply watches. The universe is open to all, but not everyone can reach it. 4. The law is 50 years old, but the space race has already changed. When the Outer Space Treaty was created, space was a battlefield of nations, not businesses. Governments were the only players, and the idea of private companies reaching orbit sounded like science fiction. But today, that reality has changed completely. Corporations are no longer spectators, they are leaders in the new space race. Companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin are building rockets, planning missions, and shaping the future of space exploration. They move faster, invest billions, and operate beyond the slow pace of international agreements. And here's the problem: the laws haven't caught up. Outdated rules are now trying to govern a future they never predicted. As private power grows, the question isn't just who explores space, it's who gets to decide its future.
5. Mars, the Moon, and asteroids could trigger the first war beyond Earth. The next war may not begin on Earth, but far beyond it. There is still no clear global agreement on who has the right to mine resources in space. The Outer Space Treaty set broad rules, but it never defined how nations or companies should compete for valuable materials. And now, that uncertainty is turning into tension. Countries are already interpreting the rules differently, passing their own laws, and preparing missions to secure strategic advantage. Beneath the surface of the Moon, across the plains of Mars, and within distant asteroids lie resources worth trillions, fuel, metals, and energy sources that could reshape power on Earth. As competition intensifies, cooperation begins to fracture. Because when something becomes this valuable, control becomes everything. And without clear rules, even a small conflict could escalate beyond diplomacy. Space was meant to unite humanity, but it may become the stage for its most dangerous rivalry yet. The future of space won't be decided by stars, but by the choices we make on Earth.
Right now, humanity stands at the edge of something unprecedented. The Outer Space Treaty promised a shared cosmos, but reality is evolving faster than law. Nations are positioning, corporations are accelerating, and the line between exploration and control is beginning to blur. This isn't just about the Moon, Mars, or distant asteroids. It's about power, about who writes the rules when no rules truly exist. Because the first footprints in space were symbols of unity, but the next steps may define ownership, wealth, and dominance for generations to come. And here's what makes it real. This isn't a distant future. It's happening now, quietly, rapidly, irreversibly. So as you look up at the night sky, remember, what seems infinite and free today may soon be divided, controlled, and claimed. Because the biggest question is no longer, can we reach space? It's who will control what we find there.